Good evening. Thanks for having us here at the library tonight and to Pepperell. It's a great little town. When I was a kid, I'll just tell you a quick story and I won't talk anymore. I think she called me a liar, I'm pretty sure. My dad worked as a molder. He worked in a foundry in Nashua, the White Mountain Freezer. If anybody is old enough to remember that, they made the ice cream makers, the White Mountain ice cream makers. And he had a friend that lived here in Pepperell in a house on a street that runs parallel, but back a couple, that way. So I was this high. But it was the most interesting house. It was huge. 3 or 4 stories, 3 stories high. Okay, I'm exaggerating. The fish was this big. But I just remember, that's how I remember Pepperell from when I was this high. So enough of that. Our first song is by Ishmael Bracey, 1927, Saturday Blues.
Tell me, mama, do you think it's right with your kid all day, run to me at night with your kid all day, run to me at night with your kid all day, run to me at night. Well, my regular woman took my pocket change, yeah, my downtown woman want to do the same. Well, now, please don't let my regular catch you here. Well, now, please don't let my regular catch you here. Well, now, she might cut you, she might shoot you too, yeah. She might meddle with a mess of you. Well, now, she might cut you, she might shoot you too. Yeah, now, she might cut you, she might shoot you too. Play them blues. Puppies got one shaggy hound. Take all them doggies, run my woman down. Well, now, 3, 4 puppies, run my woman down. I got 3, 4 puppies, run my woman down. She the meanest gal that I ever seen. Ask for water, give me gasoline. Ask for water, give me gasoline. Oh, I asked for water, give me gasoline. I got my mojo working, but it just don't work on you. I got my mojo working, just don't work on you. I wanna love you so badly, but I don't know what to do. I'm going down to Louisiana, find me a mojo hang. I'm going down to Louisiana, baby, find me a mojo hang. I'm gonna take all you women's under my command. I got my mojo working.
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 I got my mojo working, but it just don't work on you.
Thank you, thank you. Wrap that up with a little mojo work in there. Jeff, we looked that up. Who's that actually by?
Boy, you know, I'm just racking my brain. The gentleman's name was Preston Red Smith or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
That actually wrote that song. Of course, most of us included, equated it with Muddy Waters and likely Willie Dixon. And we started looking for it. It's like, never heard of this guy, but you have to give credit where credit is due. We always try to do that as what we do. Everybody's standing on the shoulders of someone else in the world of music, whether they acknowledge it or not.
This next one is by Cephas and Wiggins. John Cephas was the guitar player, vocalist, and Phil Wiggins, harmonica and vocals. And as a matter of fact, Phil sang this song. John Cephas passed away a couple years back. Phil Wiggins continues to perform, most recently on the road with Corey Harris, another great traditional blues guitar player.
Thank you.
Oh, silence is golden.
That was nice. We just reduced the noise floor.
Somebody in the reading room was complaining about that. This is Roberta. 1, 2, 1.
Roberta, where are you? Can't you hear me call? I'm 1,000 miles away from home with my back against the wall. I reached for you in the dark last night. My eyes were open wide. I couldn't see you, I couldn't feel you. I broke right down and I cried and I cried. Roberta, where are you? Can't you hear me call? I'm 1,000 miles away from home with my back against the wall. Oh, I searched these streets for a friendly face. I stopped in every juke joint in town. I swear to God it's a damn disgrace, the way the women have been turning me down. And I'm crying, Roberta, where are you? Can't you hear me call? I'm 1,000 miles away from home with my back against the wall. Yeah, play it. One of these old lonesome days, I guess I'll make it back home again. Oh, meanwhile, every night I pray an angel of mercy to save a sinking man. And I'm crying, Roberta, where are you? Can't you hear me call? I'm 1,000 miles away from home with my back against the wall. Berta, where are you? Can't you hear me call? I'm 1,000 miles away from home with my back against the wall. With my back against the wall. With my back against the wall.
All right, we're going to do a little number here. It's called Easy Money, because that's something that we all want.
This is the night to buy a lottery ticket.
My daddy was a gambler, mama worked a fair. Brother, he's a roustabout, and me, I just don't care. I want easy money, that's the way I roll. I want easy money, don't wanna work too hard. Looking for employment, write my details down. Boss hands me a shovel, I turn around and go back home. I want easy money, that's the way I roll. I want easy money, don't wanna work too hard. Well, the gal I love, she dumped me, said I ain't worth dirt. I get lucky, I'll send some money. She laughed and called my bluff. I want easy money, that's the way she rolls. Easy money, don't wanna work too hard. $2 on the lotto, chance a million to one. Can't believe what I see. Great gosh almighty, I won. I want easy money, that's the way I roll. I want easy money, don't wanna work too hard. Everybody wants some of that easy money.
You've been way too modest. You need to tell them what just happened a week ago.
Oh, thanks,
So,
Deb.
I'm not even sure we spoke our name, but we're known as BAZA. We just put out a CD in March. We had a pretty good CD release party at the Simple Gifts Coffee House in Nashua. And this past, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago.
It seems like
2
a
weeks
long
ago
time
tomorrow.
ago, but 2 weeks ago tomorrow, we entered the Granite State Blues Society's Challenge, and we actually won in this solo duo category, so that... Thank you. And what this means is if we can scrape together the money, we have the opportunity to go and compete in the International Blues Competition in Memphis, which we're quite excited about doing. We do not expect to win that, but being able to get down there and play on the stages down in Memphis...
I'm going to win it.
He's going to win it.
I don't know about him.
I'm along for the ride. We're in it to win it, but... Thank you very much.
It's just a real honor to have done the contest and have won, and to get a chance to go down to Memphis. I mean, who doesn't want to go to Memphis, right?
Where the blues began.
Yeah, where the blues began, Beale Street, right? That's where it's happening. Right now, there's a program going on Channel 2. What do we call that?
PBS.
Oh, thanks. Whew. Man. Yeah, there's only so much you can remember,
Between
right?
the two of us, we have a whole memory.
That's right. Mostly. But there's a program going on right now that's talking about music in this country, and particularly the early music, and they just did a whole special this past week, and it talks about Beale Street and how rough and tumble it was. At one time, Memphis had the highest crime rate in the United States. So I'm not sure if they still hold that distinction or not, you know? But we're going. So,
Once we get there.
yeah. This song is by a gentleman out of Lawrence, out of the Carolinas, and he became a preacher on the streets of New York City. He was a wonderful guitar player. He played blues, ragtime, and gospel, particularly when his wife was in the house. He played gospel. And he was a guitar teacher and mentor to many of today's contemporary acoustic blues guitar players, including Rory Block.
Stefan Grossman.
Thanks. See, that
We're doing
whole
that
memory
thing again.
thing is working again, you know? Paul Jeremiah.
David Bromberg.
David Bromberg.
Jorma Kaukonen.
Jorma Kaukonen.
The list goes on.
And that gentleman's name was the Reverend Gary Davis. I'd like to say that I stole this from him, and I did, but I always do my best. This is She's Funny That Way. Crazy about me, just as crazy any gal can be. She ain't crazy, she's just funny that way. Well, this gal works hard for me, buys my clothes, cooks my food, does so much for me, I ain't got nothing left to do. She ain't crazy, she's just funny that way. She got a place, got no woman friends, she don't want no one messing around with her man. She ain't crazy, she's just funny that way. As crazy any gal can be. She ain't crazy, she's just funny that way. One thing about this gal that I can't understand, she's a fool for this old man. She ain't crazy, she's just funny that way. One more time, Jeff. Got a gal who's crazy about me, just as crazy any gal can be. She ain't crazy, she's just funny that way. Thank you. Thanks. I'm going to switch up guitars. So the instruments I play are resonator guitars, and what makes them different is this big hunk of metal here. This is how all your hubcaps get recycled. And he liked it. These guitars, the company was started in the 1920s by the Dupre brothers. And they had their shop in Los Angeles, California. Later, they moved to San Luis Obispo, California, where they're still made today. This happens to be a wooden guitar with a resonator built into it. The resonators were developed because back in the early 20s, guitar players didn't have amplifiers, so they were not the loudest instrument in the band. The Dupre brothers came along and developed this guitar, which really gave it some amplification. And I just love these things. So this guy is a metal-bodied one. And now this one is a metal-bodied guitar. Beautiful though, isn't it? I mean, really. Don't you want one of these?
They practically give them away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Part of the reason we're thinking of, the only way to go is to drive to Memphis is because we don't want to ship something like that in an airplane. If you ever looked out the window and watched them handling the baggage, it's like, if that was my guitar.
So again, this is Rosie the Rocket. It's a Rezo Rocket guitar made by the National Guitar Company of San Luis Obispo, California. Again, it's got the resonator in here. It's basically a spun metal cone that goes in here, and that's why you get that sound that you get out of these things. Just love them. I'm in C. So in blues guitar playing, blues guitar players play in 3 different types of tunings. They play in standard tuning, which I was just in. And then they usually play in open tunings to use a bottleneck, which is, in my case, I use a piece of glass. A rather fancy piece of glass that I get from the Diamond Bottleneck Company in England. And the tunings we use are Spanish or vestibule tuning. Spanish tuning is usually G, but you can use A also. So A and G are kind of the same, they're just one step higher. Vestibule tuning is usually in D, open D tuning, or open E tuning, which is what Robert Johnson usually used to play in when he played bottleneck guitar. Open D tuning tends to be a lot higher, puts a lot more stress on the guitar neck. It's a lot tighter sounding. I kind of like this tuning, which is open C, so that's another step lower than open D. I know, this is really interesting stuff, isn't it?
Everybody raise your hand that plays the guitar here. Okay, it's a few that...
So, you guys know what I'm talking about.
I know what he means, or it sounds interesting at least.
Impressive.
Thanks. This next one is by a gentleman, Willie Brown, who was mentioned in the Crossroads tune by Robert Johnson. A little mystery behind Willie Brown. There were 2 Willie Browns. I'm really not sure which one this was. But it was the Willie Brown that Robert mentioned. This is our version of his song, Rocks and Gravel. I'm sorry. Have I got that right?
No, you got that wrong. Or I have the wrong, we're in the wrong.
Right. Broken, hungry blues. Well, I'm broken, I'm hungry, ragged and dirty. Yeah, I'm broken, I'm hungry, ragged and dirty. If I clean up, mama, can I go home with you? I peeked through my window, I couldn't see through my blind. Peeked through my window, I couldn't see through my blind.
cry. Well, now I can't live here, man, and feel at ease. Yeah, now I can't live here, man, and feel at ease. Well, that woman that I'm loving, she's so doggone hard to that I'm loving, she's so doggone hot. Well, I'm leaving in the morning, have to ride the blind. Yeah, I'm leaving in the morning, I have to ride the blind. Oh, I got you, baby, drive me out of my mind. I'm hungry, ragged and dirty too. Broken, I'm hungry, ragged and dirty too. Ooh, that woman that I'm loving, gee, I hate to lose.
Thanks.
Thank you.
This next song is same key, Jeff, by Blind Boy Fuller. Blind Boy Fuller used to play guitar with the Reverend Davis, whose song we played earlier, She's Funny That Way. And the Reverend Davis used to say of Blind Boy Fuller that he was a fine guitar player, but he would have been better if he'd stayed with him a little bit longer.
Apparently didn't believe in false modesty.
Right. This is Blind Boy Fuller's She's So Sweet.
Hey, mama, hey, girl, don't you hear me calling you? You're so sweet, so sweet, my little baby, so sweet. I got my sugar in my tea. That woman I'm loving, sweet enough for me. She's so sweet, so sweet, my little baby, so sweet. I will put your mess. She's so sweet, so sweet, my little baby, so sweet. Hey mama, hey gal, don't you hear me calling you? You're so sweet, so sweet, my little baby, so sweet. Now don't you get bitter, don't you get smart. I will plug your liver, I will cut your heart. So sweet, so sweet, my little baby, so sweet. Hey mama, hey gal, don't you hear me calling you? You're so sweet, so sweet, my little baby, so sweet.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Again, Blind Boy Fuller, that was a little take on that song, a la Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee. Except I think they did it in standard tuning. So, sorry, Sonny.
I have to say I'm impressed with the dog not being upset by the high notes. I think he's an what?
He's like Charlie. He's pretty well.
Absolutely.
All right.
To his credit.
Okay. Everybody enjoying themselves? Yeah. All right. I brought along with me tonight, besides our CDs, which I know everybody's going to want one, I brought some books. We're in a library. I figured, you know. This is the stuff where I get all my information about these players. This one was one of my favorites. I think I picked it up because of the name, really. Chasing that devil music. You know, I've been doing that for 20 years, you know. This is a great book. This is by Gail Dean Wardlow, who is really one of the tops in his field for writing about this kind of music. There's information in these books about every player, pretty much, that we're going to be playing tonight. Starting with this guy right here is Ishmael Bracey. That was the very first song that we played for you tonight, Saturday Blues. That's Ishmael Bracey. Described by Gail as somewhat of a bragger, a nice guy, and a holy man. He later became a reverend, like many of the old blues guys did. You know, they were always walking that line between the devil's music and their beliefs in God. Not an unusual theme. And great stuff, great stuff. I'm going to put these out so you can peruse.
If you choose.
This is another particularly good one. This is easy to read. This is one of those books you can pick up and start reading in the middle of it because it's all these little stories. In particular, I was just picking this up the other day. This is called Jook Right On, J-O-O-K, which is an African word for juke. That was dancing, sorry. I didn't want you to think I was having a seizure or anything like that. Sorry. By Barry Lee Pearson. These are little stories, short. I mean, they're one paragraph, some of them. One in particular that sticks out is about Etta Baker and her discovery of playing music. And she was, as she says, 3 days shy of 3 years old. And I used to crawl downstairs to listen to my daddy play banjo and guitar. Until finally one day I asked him, could you teach me how to do that? And he said, "You ain't big enough, little girl. Your hands don't reach around the neck." And she said, "But I really want to learn how to play, Daddy." And in her own words, she became a nuisance until he finally said, "Okay." And he started teaching her guitar chords. And she learned the basic guitar chords. And she describes it as having to lay down, because the guitar was so big, on her back. And her daddy would place the guitar on her, and she would play the chords until she got them. Until she got big enough, and he purchased her a Stella guitar. If anybody knows anything about acoustic guitars, Stella guitars were like, you know, the guitar for these blues guys to have, because back in the day, they could buy a Stella guitar in the 1920s for $1.28. $1.28. Which to an itinerant blues man was a lot of money. It was that or a shot of whiskey. So, frankly, most of them needed both. Or wanted both. A Stella guitar that her daddy finally purchased for her, that she learned to play on, that she said she still had at the time this story was written. Of course, Etta Baker, long gone. Great guitar player, instrumental guitar player. Did fantastic stuff. Juke Right On, another great book. I've got several up here, and as I say, I'll put them out. There's one that's just a picture book it's called Blues Faces. Good stuff, really great stuff. On my bestseller list, if that means anything to you. We're going to do a little number by a gentleman named Sleepy John Estes. Key of C, Jeff. So Jeff and I have to communicate about keys because he does what we call cross harp. And cross harp is that whatever key I'm playing in, he's going to play a fourth to me. So on the piano keyboard, if you know how to play anything on a keyboard, you start with a C note, you go C to D to E to F. That's the fourth note. So I'm playing C, he's going to play F. It's crazy. It's crazy. This is by Sleepy John Estes. I ain't going to be worried no more. How you doing?
Come on down, ain't gonna be worried no more. Come on down, I ain't gonna be worried no more. I was worried last night and all the night before. Know about that, ain't gonna worry no more. Come on down, ain't gonna be worried no more. Come on down, I ain't gonna be worried no more. Come on down, I ain't gonna be worried no more. I worried about you, I was worried about me. Know about that, ain't gonna let it be. Come on down, ain't gonna be worried no more. Come on down, I ain't gonna be worried no more. Come on down, ain't gonna be worried no more. Well, I bought me some slippers, I bought me some socks. I come home last night and find the back door locked. Come on down, ain't gonna be worried no more. Take it, Jeff. Come on down, I ain't gonna be worried no more. Come on down, I ain't gonna be worried no more. Well, my baby doing something that I never could stand. I believe she running with the cocaine gang. Come on down, ain't gonna be worried no more. Come on down, ain't gonna be worried no more. Come on down, I ain't gonna be worried no more. I was worried last night and all the night before. Know about that, ain't gonna worry no more. I said, come on down, ain't gonna be worried no more.
Thank you.
When people say they've heard the blues, they haven't heard the blues until they heard stuff like that. And that's just the truth of it. Because the blues is this big, it's not this big. It's not B.B. King playing, what was that
Here
song?
it is, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. It's all of this stuff too. And this is the stuff that started it. This is a song by a lady, Lizzie Douglas. Does anybody care to guess who Lizzie's stage name was? Okay, that's cool. I'll give you a clue. We just said that we're going to go to that city.
Memphis City.
Yay!
I've been hanging around.
Yeah, she's been hanging around with us far too long, you know what I'm saying? That's right. It was Memphis Minnie. And another anecdote about Memphis Minnie that's kind of to the times of what's happening right now. As a matter of fact, I think today, Memphis Minnie had a stint for a couple of years with Ringling Brothers Circus, who they're wrapping up their big time today, right? And Memphis was married 3 times to 3 different guitar players. She outlived them all. She had the most recorded history for any female musician of her time. Over 400 sides. That's like 400 singles is what they refer to as. And until the 1950s when she had a stroke and could no longer play, so she retired. She had another stroke in the 60s. In 1972, she passed away of pneumonia. She was buried in Mississippi. And in 1982, Bonnie Raitt paid for her headstone. Wow. Yeah, cool stuff, huh? If that had just been on the history test in high school, I would have aced it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really.
They didn't have the important stuff on it.
You know?
I was already out of high school by then.
Memphis Minnie's Black Rat Swing. Hey. He really counts on me. One black rat. Someday I'll find your trail. Well, you one black rat. Someday I'll find your trail. Then I'll hide my shoe somewhere below your shirt tail. I've taken you downtown, paid your doctor bill. Now I'm in a little bit of trouble, and you're trying to get me killed. Well, you one black rat. Someday I'll find your trail. Then I'll hide my shoe somewhere below your shirt tail. Well, you sneaking up in my bedroom, if I'm out to play, trapping for the youngsters. Someday I'll find a way. Yeah, you one black rat. Someday I'll find your trail. Then I'll hide my shoe somewhere below your shirt tail. Never down. Oh, you black rat.
my bread. Soon as I left home, started cutting up in my bed. Well, you one black rat, someday I'll find your trail. Yeah, you won't, baby.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
So I'm going to regale you with a tune, sing a lead for a change, by a man named John Jackson. John Jackson was a gravedigger by occupation, so he was eminently qualified to write a song by the title Rocks and Gravel, something he knew intimately. To satisfy my soul. Now tell me, baby, where'd you stay last night? Come on and tell me, sugar, where'd you stay last night? You come in this morning, your clothes don't fit you right. She's here, Lord, I love her when she's gone. But I'd leave here running, I walked in here too slow. Yeah, I'd leave here running, I walked in here too slow. Well, I'm leaving you, baby, never coming back no more. To build a solid road. It takes a high-priced whiskey to satisfy my soul.
Jeff Goodell.
Thank you. Gotta let the man rest his voice now and then.
All right. Whew.
It's a bit warm, but not bad. Wait till Memphis. It'll be January, but I bet it'll be warm.
That is probably true, right? All right.
I like your red tie.
Why, thank you so much.
That's a Jerry.
Jerry Garcia, the anti-Trump.
He said it.
Well, they don't occupy the same space in my mind, but
All right.
both successful people.
We're into another Blind Boy Fuller song. This is one of my favorite songs. I don't know why. It's just a crazy little tune. But it's a rag. E flat, Jeff. Whenever you put a capo on a guitar, you gotta retune it because it just messes with the guitar.
So I take these things apart now and then. Today, for example, knowing I had to play this evening and clean them because stuff just collects in them, particularly if you snack before you play them. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. And this one I actually put together wrong. I put the top plate on the bottom and the bottom plate on top. It's like all the notes were working, but they were in the wrong place. What did I do? I changed it back.
With my hat in my hand, looking for a woman ain't got no man. Looking for a needle lost in the sand. Looking for a woman ain't got no man.
Now
rag, oh rag, rag mama, do that rag, rag, oh rag, rag mama, do that rag. So clever the man walking out my door. Hey mama, don't you know you gotta reap just what you sow. Now rag, oh rag, rag mama, do that rag, rag, oh rag, rag mama, do that rag. Better get you two, one for your buddy and one for you. Got me a wife and a sweetheart too. Wife don't love me, but my sweetheart do. Rag, oh rag, rag mama, do that rag, rag, oh rag, rag mama, do that rag.
How can you not love that? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I think we're going to do one more song and take a little break. How about something contemporary? Key of E, Jeff?
Something contemporary.
By a contemporary artist, gentleman out of Compton, LA. These days makes his home in Nashville, Tennessee, because that's where all the music's made, I guess. Except for Pepperell, Mass. And that's where it's happening tonight. This is by a gentleman by the name of Kevin Moore. Oh! Good job.
We welcome audience participation.
As our friend Roy said, Keb Mo. I love this little song. You're going to like it too. I'm pretty sure. Just listen to the lyrics. This is our own derangement of this song, I might say.
Early one morning, I was in my bed. My baby turned and kissed me on the top of my head. Gave me breakfast and sent me on my way. Kissed me on the lips and said, have a nice day. She had me right where she wanted. Oh, I was in a trance. She said there ain't nothing wrong with Texas, but I really want to go to France. Yeah, now listen. I would do most anything, but I'm still making payments on her wedding ring. Went to my employer, Mr. Hayes, said I've been working like a mother, I'm out of doggone raise. He said, money's tight, you know there ain't no chance. I said, won't you please reconsider? My baby wants to go to France. Take us down there, Jenny. The Moulin Rouge. I said now, hey mama, don't you sweat. I found 2 cheap tickets on the internet. We leave on a Monday for 2 whole weeks, and all we gotta do is just eat and sleep. I had her right where I wanted, and she was in a trance. I said there ain't nothing wrong with Texas, baby, but you and I are going to France. Yeah, I'm gonna get lucky now. Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with Texas, but you and I are going to France. She gonna love me. I said there ain't nothing wrong with Texas, but you and I are going to France.
A little French thing.
Can. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back. Again, I'm going to put these books out. You can peruse through them, and CDs over here. We wish you would sign up for our email list so that we can bother you.
Yeah, if you want to know where we're going to be at a given time, that'll get an email to you before our appearance.
So, Dave, put your hand up, Dave.
2 of us.
Okay.
Different guys.
Dave asked where we got our name. I stole it. Language of the Blues. From Alco Rub to Zuzu. Alco Rub was what the guys used to get, like Tommy Johnson, who was one of the great Delta blues guitar players. Tommy would take a can of Sterno and burn it down, and you pour off the liquid, and it's pure grain alcohol. That's what he would drink. Yeah. Hence the name of this, one of his most popular songs, Canned Heat Blues. Now you know where Canned Heat got their name. Everybody know Canned Heat? Yep. Okay, good. All right.
It's probably why half those bluesmen were blind, too.
Yeah. So Dave asked where we got our name. I was looking for a clever name, something short, something high in the alphabet, because the closer you are to the letter A, Google will pick it up. I mean, really. I might be lying. But BAZA is a French Creole word out of New Orleans. And it means to juke, dance. It also means house party. So it seemed to fit. Easy to remember. Some people mispronounce it, BAZA. One gentleman introduced us one night as, ladies and gentlemen, BAZA.
Sounds more like an adjective.
So, we laughed, said, go back to your desk. So it's BAZA.
And we do own that book.
Oh, great, great.
Oh, awesome.
So, you own the Language of the Blues book. Oh, cool, great. This is another one of my favorites, Land Where the Blues Began. If you buy this book, it comes with a CD. This is by Alan Lomax. If you know anything about Alan Lomax, Alan had one of the earliest recording machines and was hired by the
Smithsonian.
Thank you, Library of Congress. Good. Now he's helping me with my memory grows. And that's great. Thank you. And he went down to the, Mississippi, New Orleans, all these places, and to the hills to record the bluegrass guys, to record the blues guys, all these cats, and saved it. Without those guys, we wouldn't have that music today. I learned an interesting thing too from watching this film, and it was Jack White of Jack White and the Stripes or something like that.
White Stripes.
The White Stripes. Young guy, but very talented. He's on this PBS special that I've been watching, and he said, what was interesting about, all these recording companies, the record companies, their interest was making money. So they went and found these people in the hills and in the Delta and the Piedmont, and they wanted to make money off them. They just wanted to make records and make money. But because they did that, we have that music. If they hadn't done it, we wouldn't know who Robert Johnson was. Because Robert Johnson was 27 when he died. He recorded 29 songs and died when he was 27, playing at the Three Forks Saloon in Mississippi. And he was messing around with the bartender's wife. And the bartender slipped him an open bottle of whiskey that was laced with strychnine. There you go. Life of a blues man, huh? Now we all got the blues. Man, I tell some good stories, huh?
Not necessarily cheerful ones, but
That's the blues.
That is the blues, yeah, that's it right there. Great stuff, right? Great stuff. All right. We're going to do an original song. We've done a couple tonight so far. This is Ain't It a Shame. I don't know where this stuff comes from, so don't ask me. But it does.
Running out of Texas with my money in my hand. Sole reputation, best laid plan. She said it's some misunderstanding. I must understand. Innocent till proven guilty. She's as guilty as sin. Ain't it a shame? Oh, ain't it a shame? She's pretty as a peach. Takes the breath out of me. Steal money from a blind man. Take her honey from the bee. Ain't it a shame? Set to make my move. Up in Tennessee, she made a fool out of me. I heard familiar laughter, heard someone call my name. When I come around the corner, she was gone again. Ain't it a shame? Oh, ain't it a shame? Yeah. Well, she's pretty as a peach, takes the breath out of me. Steal money from a blind man, take her honey from the bee. Ain't it a shame? Oh, it's a shame. south of Oregon, selling contraband in Fresno on an alpaca farm. I followed her to LA, trying to get with all her stars. She looked at me so pretty, run away with my heart. Ain't it a shame? Oh, ain't it a shame? Yeah. Well, she's pretty as a peach, takes the breath out of me. Steal money from a blind man, take a honey from the bee. Ain't it a shame? Oh, you should have seen that girl. Pretty, real nice. Took all my money. Ain't it a shame? Yeah, it's just a shame. Oh, it's a shame.
Thank you. So anytime we play an original song, at least up till now, Doug wrote that. I've done nothing in that regard. They're all his. So.
But he plays great harp, right?
I try to add what I can. Thank you.
This next song is by Clarence Williams. So the great connection here is, how many people remember the Mod Squad? Right, great. Link?
Yeah.
Link, Clarence Williams III. His grandfather wrote this song in 1920. Cool, huh?
Is it truly in the key of E?
It's truly in the key of E.
All right. Make sure I pull the right tool.
So we picked this song up at a really funny time in our history. It's called the Michigan Water Blues.
Needless to say, Michigan has been in the news
And having the
water
blues.
problems and having the blues about them. Absolutely. Not a happy topic.
This does not talk about bad Michigan water. This only talks about good Michigan water. So clearly at one time they had good water. This is the Michigan Water Blues by Clarence Williams.
Well, that Michigan water tastes like sherry. I mean, it tastes like sherry wine. Yeah, that Mississippi water tastes like turpentine. Well, that Michigan water tastes like sherry wine. Well, my babe, you're gonna miss me, 'cause I'm leaving. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Yeah, my babe, you're gonna miss me, baby, when I'm gone. Oh, don't believe me, baby, count the days I'm gone. My baby got a bed, it shines like morning. I mean, it shines like morning star. Yeah, my baby got a bed, it shines like morning star. Oh, jump right in the middle, ride me like a Cadillac car. Michigan water tastes like sherry. I mean, it tastes like sherry wine. Yeah, that Mississippi water tastes like turpentine. Yeah, that Michigan water tastes like sherry wine.
Thank you.
All right. This next one is by a gentleman who has been around probably since the early 60s and maybe even longer than that. But I think most of us discovered him in the 60s when he started coming up. He was born and raised in, he was born in New York City, but he was raised in Springfield, Massachusetts. He's been on the scene. You know?
Shirley beat you.
Wow.
But for the rest of you,
Anybody else want to guess? Just go ahead and blow my whole night, why don't you?
Dr. Seuss?
There you go. Yeah. This gentleman has been around, as I say, since the 60s. These days, I believe he's living in Los Angeles, California, but raised in Springfield, Mass. And at one point in time, he actually went to Amherst College, UMass Lowell, Amherst, to study animal husbandry, and then played blues guitar for the rest of his life.
banjo and harmonica.
Yeah. And God, he is just so funky. I would just like a little piece of that. This is a song that he wrote with a gentleman who was probably one of the preeminent blues mandolinists. His name was Yank Rachel. The gentleman I'm talking about from Springfield, Mass. is Taj Mahal. This is my favorite song, I think, of his, besides Fishin' Blues. This is probably my favorite. Key of C, Jeff.
See, we're seeing it.
If you know the words, go ahead and sing along. If you can't sing in key, please don't. Just kidding. I'm usually flat myself, you know what I'm saying?
Champagne don't drive me crazy. Cocaine won't make me lazy. Ain't nobody's business but my own. Well, now candy, dandy, and the liquor's quicker. You can drink all the liquor down in Costa Rica, baby. Ain't nobody's business but my own. You can ride a pink Cadillac to church on Sunday. You can lay around the house, your old lady on Monday. Ain't nobody's business but your own. Well, now, I don't care what you're trying to do, as long as you do what you say you're gonna do. Ain't nobody's business but your own. My favorite part. Some of you cuties, you real fine cuties, going stepping downtown just to hang around, standing on the corner so the fellas will stop and say, "Oh, baby, now ain't she sweet?" Well, champagne don't drive me crazy. Cocaine won't make me lazy. Ain't nobody's business but my own. Well, now candy, dandy, and the liquor's quicker. You can drink all the liquor down in Costa Rica, baby. Ain't nobody's business but my own. dandy and the liquor is quicker. You can drink all the liquor down in Costa Rica, baby. Ain't nobody's business but my own. I can see you coming out the bank with a whole lot of loot. I see you walking down the street in your birthday suit. Ain't nobody's business but my own. Well, now cocaine's for horses, it ain't for men. Doctor said it'd kill you, but he can't say when. Ain't nobody's business but my own. Champagne don't drive me crazy. Cocaine won't make me lazy. Ain't nobody's business but my own. Well, now candy dandy and the liquor is quicker. You can drink all the liquor down in Costa Rica, baby. Ain't nobody's business but my own.
We're going to do another little rag piece. This is one of the first rag guitar pieces I learned. And when I refer to this as ragtime guitar, the guitar players were listening to, you know, the Scott Joplin pieces and things like that. And they wanted to play like that, you know that. We've all heard that, you know. That's just great stuff. The Entertainer and all those kinds of things. Just great stuff. Maple Leaf Rag. But they were singers too. They were blues guys and they were singers. So they developed this style of guitar playing to emulate the keyboard players. And the East Coast players from the Piedmont area of the country, the Carolinas down to Florida, like Blind Blake, Reverend Gary Davis, Blind Boy Fuller, a lot of their music, the lyrics, they weren't of the same serious nature that the Delta blues musicians were singing about. You know, they were singing the blues. These guys, they were singing more happy stuff, you know, Rag Mama Rag and all that kind of stuff. So this one is called Black Dog Blues. I don't know that I've ever found out who wrote this song. So this might be, what do they call that?
Traditional?
Okay. Was that like a, you know, did you see that?
Anonymous? Author unknown?
How you get home tonight?
It's a little, what do you say, tongue-in-cheek, the lyrical content.
It is. So, not so serious. Serious, they called it rag. The rag blues. Not so serious, they call it hokum. H-O-K-U-M. Hokum. I think this is a hokum.
You make the call.
There you go. Black Dog Blues. You got the key?
I hope so.
Okay.
You call me a dog when I'm gone. Oh, black dog when I'm gone. When I get home with a $10 bill, it's honey, where you been so long? I've been all around Kentucky, in the state of old Tennessee, where I lay my hat down. That would be home for me. You call me a dog when I'm gone. Oh, black dog when I'm gone. When I get home with a $10 bill, yeah, it's honey, where you been so long? Was a gambling man from the state of old Tennessee. taught me how to bet all my money on an ace, jack, deuce, and a three. Oh, you call me a dog when I'm gone. Oh, black dog when I'm gone. When I get home with a $10 bill, honey, where you been so long? Ooh, you call me a dog when I'm gone. Oh, black dog when I'm gone. Oh, when I get home with a $10 bill, it's honey, where you been so?
All right, Jeff, let's do some more bottleneck.
Here we go. A quick change up.
It's warm in here.
It's always amazing how much warmer it is when you're standing up in front of people. It might have something to do with the pressure, I don't know. We're not on an elevated stage, I can't talk about the heat rising. Where are you going to take us this time around?
Let's do some Paul Jeremiah.
Okay.
Who said that?
That woman right there.
All right.
So Paul Jeremiah comes from Rhode Island. A favorite of mine, I went to see this guy. Once I actually saw him at a blues festival with my, I think, wife-to-be. I'm not sure we're married yet. So early 90s, 93, something like that. And he was the opening act in front of Ronnie Earl and the Broadcasters. This guy got up all alone. It's like one guy in this big Unitarian church, and it's like, I heard what he was doing. I want to see that guy in a small room where I can really hear what he's doing, because it sounds great, but it's just lost in here. So we did get the opportunity to see him again in what is now moved, the Tupelo Music Hall, but at the time it was called the Muse, run by different management, much smaller, kind of folky place. And the guy was just incredible. So anytime I got to see him after that, I went. What was it, 2 years ago, I guess? He's
Probably almost 3 years ago now.
nearly 3 years ago, he had a stroke, and he will not perform again. He's done.
He, unfortunately, Paul lived alone, and he had the stroke and wasn't found for a couple of days. So,
Which is bad. As you probably know, the faster someone can take care of your problem, you can reverse most of the consequences. So having a couple of days go by, not good.
the name of this song, Jeff, is.
The name of the song is "If a Woman's Love Was Whiskey."
Oh, that's right.
And what's kind of neat about this is illustrative of the fact that the blues are not necessarily a crying your beer kind of medium. In this particular song, the lyrical content talks about how happy the guy is. So basically, he's totally ecstatic with his situation, which is, why would you be singing the blues? Because that's what Paul did, and this is one of his originals. So. I'd be drunk all the time. Oh me, how me. If the worried blues was money, I wouldn't have a lousy dime. Honey, come love me one more time. Crying babe, come love me one more time. Your broken heart is mending and stronger all the time, babe. could fold. Oh honey, come love me one more time. Crying baby, come love me one more time. Broken heart gets smoother and stronger all the time. Babe, come love me one more time. If that woman's love was jewelry, I'd have diamonds on my hands. Whoa, me, how me? And if her love was water, you'd have to save a drowning man. Oh, honey, come love me one more time. My babe, come love me one more time. Your broken heart is mended and stronger all the time. Baby, come love me one more time. Every time I'm with that woman, I get frisky as a pup. Whoa, me, how me? If I felt any better, they'd have to lock me up. Oh, honey, come love me one more time. Cry, babe, come love me one more time. Your broken heart gets mended and stronger all the time. Baby, come love me one more time. If a woman's love was whiskey, I'd be drunk all the time. Whoa, me, how me? If worried blues was money, I wouldn't have a lousy dime. Oh, honey, come love me one more time. Thank you.
Can you get my fingerprint?
I don't see it. There it is.
Flying metal objects. Sorry about that. Yeah, sure. My braces fell off.
I always thought that was like a cheap thing to do if you're a rock star and you like throw a pick out into a crowd of people, you know, they're just gonna like tear each other apart to get at it. I mean, what's the point? Really? Inciting violence.
Do you want to sing another song?
If it's a little higher, my voice is having trouble getting the low part of that one. But, but that's okay. What are we gonna do? What would you like me to try?
Black Bottom Blues.
I think we could probably do that.
Okay.
Different key?
No, same key. I can raise it up if you want. You okay?
Yeah, just, I don't know, maybe it's pollen or something. I don't know, they have a little bit of trouble getting...
This song was recorded by the Corey brothers in 1927, titled The Georgia Black Bottom Blues. In 1937, it was re-recorded and renamed Deep Ellum Blues after a section of Texas, the red light district of a particular town, where Blind Lemon Jefferson was born. Since that time, it was re-recorded by Les Paul as Deep Ellum Blues, Jerry Lee Lewis as Deep Ellum Blues, and then probably the most popular version, certainly the first version I ever heard, was by the Grateful Dead. Again, our own derangement. Deep Ellum Blues. Going to feature Jeff again on vocals. I'm beating him up tonight.
You deserve a break today. We should write a song like that. Put your money in your shoes. The women in Deep Ellum got them Deep Ellum blues. Oh, sweet mama, daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues. I said, oh, sweet mama, your daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues. If you go down to Deep Ellum, put your money in your socks. The women in Deep Ellum, they will leave you on the rocks. Oh, sweet mama, daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues. I said, oh, sweet mama, your daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues. If you go down to Deep Ellum, put your money in your shirt. The women in Deep Ellum, man, they'll treat you just like dirt. Oh, sweet mama, daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues. I said, oh, sweet mama, your daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues. Take us down to Deep Ellum, Doug. Put your money in your... I don't know, I lost my place, man. But they'll find it anyway. Oh, sweet mama, daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues. I said, oh, sweet mama, your daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues. I said, oh, sweet mama, your daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues. I said, oh, sweet mama, your daddy's got them Deep Ellum blues. I hate those memory lapses.
We're going to do another song by Sleepy John Estes. This time I'm going to raise my guitar up to open G tuning and torture you all with while I do it. Guitar players spend half their life tuning the guitars and the other half of their lives out of tune.
So I share a characteristic with Sleepy John Estes. You may notice a lot of the time I close my eyes while I'm playing. I'm trying desperately to open them and look at you all. It isn't you, believe me, it's me. But I find it easy to concentrate on what I'm doing with my eyes shut. I don't know why, but Sleepy John Estes was called Sleepy John for the same reason. He used to play with his eyes half shut, and people would wonder, is he dozing off? Or I don't know what his reason was, but
They really did. They thought he had narcolepsy.
could be.
I'm not really sure you can play guitar while you're... I work in an emergency room in downtown Lowell, and I love it when people come in and they say they're having a seizure and they're talking while they're having the seizure. I don't think you can do that.
fill the dead air here for a moment. Bad thing in a performance. I had some people, I'm not sure if they're still here, come up and ask me about the harmonicas that I play, and I play a variety of them. I began by playing marine band harmonicas, which are pretty standard things that they used to be like $5, now they're about 40. But when I first started, they were a lot cheaper. And I actually had the privilege, I guess, of asking a few of my heroes. I asked James Cotton, Paul Butterfield, and Magic Dick from the Jay Giles Band. Every one of them, without a moment's hesitation, said Marine Band. That's what they played. I thought, well, I don't have to look any further. This is it. Since that time, harmonicas have gone through quite a bit of development. Lee Oscar from the band War has his own line of harmonicas that are modular. You can actually take them apart and replace the reeds instead of throwing it away when something goes bad. So I have a couple of his. I've moved around from straight marine bands. They have a marine band, and a Marine Band Pro or something. I've tried those. I've tried Seidel harmonicas, and what's the other one? The Special 20. I was playing one of those a moment ago. Back to the marine band.
Sleepy John Estes. Drop down, mama, let your daddy be. You got ways, keep on worrying me. Well, my mama don't allow me fool around all night long. Yeah, I might act like I'm crazy, baby, but I do know right from wrong. Stay away from my window, stop scratching at my screen. You a dirty mistreater, baby, you know just what I mean. Well, my mama don't allow me fool around all night long. Yeah, I might act like I'm crazy, baby, but I do know right from wrong. Some of the women sure do give me time. Got a handful to give me and a mouthful of much oblige. Well, my mama don't allow me fool around all night long. Yeah, I might act like I'm crazy, baby, but I do know right from wrong. Yeah. Let your daddy be. You got ways to keep on worrying me. Well, my mama don't allow me fool around all night long. Yeah, I might act like I'm crazy, baby, but I do know right from wrong. Yeah, I might act like I'm crazy, baby, but I do know right from wrong. Yeah, I might act like I'm crazy, baby, but I do know right from.
Thank you.
One more? Okay.
Curfew?
No,
Oh, look at that. We can go till midnight.
I'd like to do a song.
I've got keys.
To the highway?
Oh, good job. Whew. I don't need no easy pass. I got the key to the highway. This next one, I'd like to do this song, but I'll ask your permission if I can do this. This is a Bessie Smith song.
I think all the youth are gone.
Okay.
Nothing against the youngest person here.
None is ever needed. Anyways.
This is a song I first heard by David Bromberg. So if you know David Bromberg, you probably know what we're going to sing. I think it's probably the only Bessie Smith song he sang, but I'm probably wrong about that.
Only one I know of.
Bessie Smith, if you've ever seen any of the movies, was probably one of the greatest blues singers of the 1920s, 1930s. By the time 1937 rolled around, she was really down on her luck. She no longer had her own personal boxcar or railroad car to travel to gigs. She was now running around the South with a single driver in a car, whatever she could afford. And when she would get to town, she would do what they call a pickup band. She would find local musicians who either knew her music or at the very least just knew how to play the blues. And she would hire them for the night and then move on to the next town. So things weren't so good by the time 1937 rolled around. She was traveling south in Mississippi on September 26, 1937. And just outside of Clarksdale on Highway 61, they had an accident. And she was, pretty much her left arm was severed from her body, just hanging there. There was another car involved. The stories are mixed, of course. This is the South. We're talking Mississippi, 1937. The first ambulance to show up took the less injured white female passenger from another car to the hospital and left Bessie there. Later came back, got her, drove into town past the white hospital to the black hospital, and, or as they said in those days, the Negro hospital. And they didn't have the equipment to save the arm or to amputate the arm, so they had to find the equipment. About 11:30 at night, they finally administered ether, and at 11:45, she died. Some people say, no, that's not the case. The ambulance driver brought her first, but so who knows, right? Those, unfortunately, records like that were not kept of Negroes in those days. But she did die in 1937. Shortly after, Robert Johnson died. Who knows? Bessie and Robert are upstairs singing together, I guess. Do you believe I just said that upstairs?
You of all people. TV?
Singing this devil's music. I mean, what are you doing there?
Kiwi?
This is Kiwi.
That's good. This is a tale of murder and remorse, so.
The lyrics can be graphic.
Judge, Your Honor, hear my plea before you open up your court. I don't want no sympathy. I cut my good gal's throat. Caught her with a sporting man I wonder about. I had my knife, I went insane. The rest you ought to know. I said, Judge, Judge, good kind judge, send me to the electric chair. Well, I mean, send me to the electric chair. Judge, Judge, good kind judge, send me to the electric chair. Judge, Your Honor, please, Mr. Judge, won't you help me get away from here? I caught her with my bottle when I kicked her in the side. I stood over her laughing, watched her gurgle up and die. I said, Judge, Judge, good kind judge, send me to the electric chair. Well, I mean, send me to the electric chair. send me to the electric chair. Judge, Your Honor, please, Mr. Judge, won't you help me get away from here? I want to take a journey to the devil down below. I killed my sweet patootie, gonna reap just what I sow. I said, Judge, Judge, good kind judge, send me to the electric chair. Well, I mean, send me to the electric chair. Judge, Judge, good kind judge, send me to the electric chair. Judge, Your Honor, please, Mr. Judge, won't you help me get away from here? I don't want nobody here to go my bail. Don't want to spend no 99 years in jail. I said, Judge, Judge, good kind judge, send me to the electric chair. What I mean, send me to the electric chair.
Thank you. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Any questions? Please feel free to come up and talk. Take a look at the books, buy a CD, sign up on the email list, BAZABlues.com. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We also want to thank Deb and the library for having us this evening, and thank you very much for being a great audience. Thank you so much.